It's really important to learn from a practitioner who's actually doing the clinic work that they're teaching you to do. And I get to do that today. Today is my clinic day where I see all my patients. So we're set up here, ready to go. The back of the studio we can use for movement if needed. Obviously the front we're using the treatment table for the Schatz Method work. Tabletop, we also do some work on the floor. So I'm waiting for my client to come in. As soon as my first one comes in for the day, I'll be able to see her come in behind me. And this is like one of my, this feels like a really grounded, rooted day for me because this is the work that I started doing 30 some years ago, working one-on-one with, we call them clients now so that everybody can be in the conversation, but as with a medical license, they're patients for me. And what I love about being able to do both, working with clients during the day, during the week, and also training practitioners, is that I get to really share exactly what's happening in the client setting, you know, the things that work, the things that I get to do again, and the things that I learned and the shortcuts that I know, so that when I take it back to the training room and we're training together, manual and movement practitioners, we're all getting the same like live updated information. The other thing that happens in the Schatz Method is that we have more than 40 functional assists. What does that mean? That means that there's functional interruptions that we can create for folks who are having any kind of restriction, whether it's movement or pain patterns or other types of posture patterns. And those functional assists, that's what we call them, those are the pattern interrupters, those are the moving the boulders out of the way, those are the tools that we reach for in our toolkit to be like, okay, this thing is pausing me from being able to move forward and actually implement the Schatz Method. So I need to be able to get that thing, whatever that thing is. Sorry about the glare here. The sun is shining. We need to be able to get that thing out of the way. And how those functional assists, all 40 plus of them, were created was right here in the treatment setting. So literally while I was working with a client and finding out that they had a restriction or a functional need or a pattern that needed to be interrupted, whatever that was, I would just innovatively, creatively come up with this mode of interrupting it, and then I'd use that same approach a few different times, and then voila, the next thing you know, it was one of the tools in my toolkit. Well, then I take that back to the training room and I share that with other practitioners, like, hey, I've done this thing more than once, more than 3 times, and it works for this, and this type of scenario, and so you want to be able to implement that as well. And I'm still creating them because I'm still seeing in patients in real time and in real life, which means that I then get to take back fresh information to the training room. So it's like this beautiful toggle back and forth between what's new and needed now and what I've also evolved to know, and then how clearly can I communicate that back to the training room. Why am I sharing this? Because I think that it's important if you're learning from a practitioner and you want to learn expert level work, that they're doing both, that they're expert trainers, that they're training at a level that is clear and concise and generates results for you as someone in training, and that it also is that you're also learning from someone who's actually doing the work in the treatment setting, so that you know it's not just theory. Because one of the things that we talk about, even when we're talking just straight up Schatz Method, while I'm teaching, we're just thinking about it, or we're writing about it, or we're talking about it. We're not necessarily implementing it. So it's not really building your skill then. It's building your knowledge bank, but it's not building your skill. And both are super important. In order to have confidence, you have to have both knowledge and skill, not just one or the other. And just having a lot of knowledge, just going to a lot of continuing education doesn't make you a better practitioner. It just makes you a smarter practitioner, which doesn't make you skilled. So there's this not a fine line, but there's an exercise in balance between doing both. I think it's important to learn from a practitioner who is doing both, who's always updating their knowledge and updating their skill, and then able to communicate that to you. I take a lot of pride in that. It's one of the reasons why the Schatz Method practitioners can learn such high-level orthopedic type work in a shorter period of time, because they're actually implementing. We put implementation right into the program all year long, and I make it, like mandatory. There's also times during the program where I'm literally watching the practitioners work with other people, and that gives me a lot of intel about how I can support them when we're back in the training room. So we don't always do the training with the client because that's super boring for the client to have to just sit there while we're learning. But you do need to be able to do both and to be able to seamlessly toggle back and forth in between. And I think a lot of you guys know that. I think you're taking weekend workshops and updating what you know, and then taking it back to your treatment setting, whether that be a movement facility or a manual facility, and you're implementing what you know. One of the other things I like about the way the program's laid out, though, is that once the workshop time on the weekend is over, which is how we typically learn, and then we go back to the treatment setting on Monday to implement, which you should be doing. If you're not implementing right away when you're taking a weekend workshop, you're actually not getting all the value from that workshop because you might forget it. You're only going to retain 80% of what you're taught. I'm going to try to move away from the light so you guys can see me so I don't look too flogged here. So you need to be able to take in the information and then implement it right away. But what happens when you only remembered 20% of what you were taught over the weekend, and then you go back and implement it on Monday, and some of it works and some of it doesn't work? Like some of it lands and some of it doesn't. You need to be able to workshop that through, I think, with the teacher who taught you in the first place, so that you can go back and say, hey, I tried this thing you taught me. I followed it in order, steps 1, 2, and 3, and here's my client. This is my first client for the day, so I'm going to go. But I think it's important that you be able to implement it and then go back and repeat it and implement it again. So that's one of the reasons why we set up the program that way. Schatz Method is open once a year. July 1st is our start date. If you want to join us, this is the time. Bye for now.